Hi, it's Sarah here from Crafting and Stamping, and I'm back with another quick tip. And my tip today is about creating an Easter basket for your Easter bunny. This week I've been using the Easter bunny punch and in some cases the stamp set, combining the two together, because that way we can get a lovely little punched bunny out of this. So what I'm going to show you now is how you can make a simple Easter basket for the bunny to sit on the outside of. So I'm going to use my scoreboard, but of course you can use a paper trimmer if you prefer. And this is a 6x6 piece of Sahara sand. So I'm going to score it at 2 inches and at 4 inches. Rotate it and score again at 2 inches and 4 inches. So really simple. You can make this smaller, so you could make it 4.5 by 4.5, scored at 1.5 and 3, or you can make it bigger if you prefer. But this is a nice size for what I'm wanting to do today. I have already pre-cut. This is from the He's All That DSP, and it's the one with the cars on the other side, but it's got a lovely sort of basket weave look to it on this side, and it was because the paper is Sahara sand that I went with a Sahara sand base. I've already cut my basket handle, and this is just 3/4 of an inch taken from the end of an A4 sheet of card, and then I've cut a 1/2 inch strip to go along here. These squares are each of them 1 3/4 to be able to fit in the 2-inch squares of the basket. So you can either use scissors or a paper trimmer to do the next step. All we need to do is cut along the score lines nice and straight, which is why you might want to use a trimmer, as far as that bottom score line. Doesn't matter which way you start because these are all the same size. And then I'm going to rotate it 180 degrees, so those cuts are at the top, and I'm going to cut opposite again, just as far as that horizontal score line, and again here. And I'm just trying to be pretty precise in my cutting because it really helps the finished result. So all we need to do now is fold our basket. So fold along all of the crease lines. And then we're going to adhere our squares of the He's All That paper. So there we have that. And I'm actually, what we're going to do is we're going to tuck these up like this to make our basket. So I actually want my squares to be on these. So if you move the cut lines so that they are horizontal, then you can put your paper along the top in a row and along the bottom in a row. So I'm just going to adhere these quite quickly. And again, you know, I've done this because I quite like the sort of basket colours, the basket weave of the paper, but there's nothing to say that your basket has to be like a basket, as in a pattern of a basket. If you're using a smaller square to start, you may be able to actually use the new embossing folder in the mini catalogue and emboss your piece. But this is a bit too big to go through the embossing machine. Oops. So, and there's not really a direction to this, so I'm not worrying about it. that helps. So I'll just carry on with these, and I've already done my bunny. That's nice and easy. I actually stamped the bunny in soft suede. It can bleed just a little when you use the blends on top, but I like the sort of softer look rather than having Memento black. But that is just a personal choice. And then I used crumb cake blends and just a hint of petal pink for the nose and the ears. So a cute little bunny. Again, doesn't have to be quite so realistic looking. Nothing wrong with a pink bunny, a purple bunny, whatever your favourite colour is, or depending on who you're making it for, whatever their favourite colour is. And this little basket is going to actually hold quite a bit. And although I've got some little lint Easter bunnies to go in this, I think it's probably going to need to be padded out with a few eggs as well. And what I haven't got at the moment is some mini eggs to go in this. So I think what I need is some mini eggs to go in the bottom of the basket for the little bunny to fit on top. So there we have that made up. And now what we're going to do, as I say, we're just going to adhere these to this base that pops up. So I'm actually going to use some liquid glue because it's a little bit easier, and I only need it sort of on this corner here like that. And if I take it to about there, that looks good. You can figure out where the centre is and mark it, or you can do as I'm doing and just do it by eye. That looks good. And then we're just going to do the same on the other side. So all I've done is fold these over, fold the blank one, and that's kind of why I leave that one blank, so that I know which it is I'm working with. So the blank one up, and then I want to fold that in so that that piece comes about halfway. And it doesn't matter if it's not quite exact. And then we're going to do the same thing here, cross that over. That should kind of make an equilateral triangle. No, not an equilateral. Should make a triangle at the base. But like I say, it's not going to matter if it's not exact. Not doing well with my words today. So I'm going to fold this over my bone folder, just putting my thumb between it and rolling it over to put a little bit of a curl in this, just to help it before I adhere it. And again, I'm going to put some liquid glue here and just pop that on about there. Hold it for a few seconds and do the same on the other side. It's a nice strong glue once it's dried. And if you need to hold it in place for a little while, you could always put a peg over to hold that, or even a long paper, a jumbo paper clip. So that is our basket made. So all that is needed now, and this is why you didn't have to be so precise, because we're now going to pop our circles up. I've prepared one with our punched out Easter bunny and one with just the head. That's just the head of that bunny, and the sentiment, an Easter treat for you. Again, stamped in soft suede. And this is up to you whether you want to use dimensionals or just adhere this on flat, direct. So I'm going to use some dimensionals. Just peel these off. they will come off. There we are. And we'll just get that straight, and I'm going to do it so it just covers, the circle just covers those points of the basket. And again, I'm going to go the same on this side. I've actually popped my circle and my rabbit up, but you could do those flat. This is entirely up to you. And I've used Pear Pizzazz to just give a little bit of green behind. Again, I'm just going to make sure that those are covered up, that I've got around about equal. And there we have our Easter basket. So nice, quick make, nice and easy. Like I say, you're just using a square and dividing it into thirds, sort of vertically and horizontally. So I hope that helps. I hope that gives you an idea for making a cute little Easter basket. And you can order your supplies now to make sure that you've got them in plenty of time. Please subscribe to my channel below to see a quick tip like this every Friday and a quick card on a Monday. Thanks for stopping by.